Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Quizizz, a formative assessment tool. To begin, you would go to Quizizz.com, and if you've never signed up before, you can press the sign up button in the top right corner. And if you have signed up before, just to log in, you need to click the login button. Now when you're signing up, it's important, if you want to go ahead and sign in with your Gmail. What this does is it uses the same user ID and password as your Dayton ISD email account, which I think is a great tool. Now, Quizizz has recently updated their new website. So if you've been in Quizizz before and you were not taken to the new screen, okay, I'm going to show you how to go there. I'm going to go ahead and switch to the old design right now. And if you are on this screen, this is the old interface, and up at the top it says in the blue bar, try the new Quizizz website. So that's the one that I'm going to be showing today. So if you are not there on the new screen, go ahead and click on that. This is what the new one looks like. So if you're with me, you are in the right place. Okay. Quizizz has tons of different topics that have already created assignments, quizzes for your students. It's not limited to just these topics here, math, English, history, etc. Okay, you can actually search for things such as culinary arts, robotics, ag, Spanish. If you teach an elective, there are plenty of opportunities for you also. Okay, so to begin, I'm going to show you right here on the left toolbar to search. I can search for a quiz. I can create a quiz. This is where my quizzes are stored. I can file a report, download my reports from my assessments, and my memes and collections. Collections are like folders where you can store your documents, your quizzes, games. For example, if you teach writing and reading or want to make a folder for Unit 1 or Unit 2, you can sort your quizzes that you have saved like that. So to begin, I'm going to just search for a quiz, and I'm going to search for parts of speech. And it's going to bring me up all of the results for parts of speech. So you can see right here, I can sort by most relevant. I can filter by grade level up here at the top. Okay. So right now I'm going to look for an elementary parts of speech. So now that I found it, to view it, I can just look at this right menu bar, and it tells me how many questions. If I want to take a closer look at it, I can just click on it, or click on this over here, View Full Quiz, or click on the quiz itself, and it'll bring up the quiz itself so I can take a closer look at it. If I click right here, Show Answers, it will show which one is correct. Hide Answers will hide those answers. And also there's a time limit on here. This teacher or the creator of this Quizizz had it for 30 seconds. If you want to edit anything about this quiz, what we would need to do is select this duplicate button. When we select duplicate, we are able to rename it and also edit the time and any of the answer choices or the questions. Now, just like any materials that you find, you want to make sure that you verify that the information is true and accurate before you use it or play it in your classroom. Okay, like I said before, if you found it and you're not ready to play it or assign it to your students, you can click on this Add to Collection right here, and you can make a folder. It says create a new collection. A new collection is similar to a folder. So I'm going to go ahead and click on create, and I typed in ELA, and now you'll notice up at the top of my folders or my collections, ELA is named, and it said in green the quiz was added. So I know that it is saved in that folder when I want to look for it later. Okay. Also, I can just like it to find it later. All right. Or if I just find it just like it is and I want to play it right now, I could go ahead and press this Play Live or this homework feature. There are two options for playing a Quizizz. I can play it live, which means that all of my participants will be playing at the same time. Okay, or I can assign it as homework, which means that I can rotate my students to the Chromebooks or tablets at different times, and they can do it on their own with a set deadline. So right now I'm going to look at Play Live. So when I select Play Live, I have different question and game settings that I can change. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at these. I can do all of these options. One of the things that I like to do is show answers. You can turn that off or on. Okay, also for the game settings, you can change the leaderboard. You might want to turn that off or turn that on depending on what you're doing. And then the question timer is where students get more points for faster answers. If you're doing an independent quiz or something like that as a homework station, you might want to turn that feature off. Also, the memes, after students answer a question, whether they get it correct or incorrect, if you notice down here at the bottom, these are the memes. It'll tell them if they got them right or wrong, and with a funny little picture. Again, if that's not age appropriate or you don't want that, you can actually turn that off by toggling the switch right here, by just clicking on the switch. You can have your music on or off. Green means that it's in the on position. Okay? So everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed. And what it's going to do is going to generate a game. And it tells me to start the game, I'm going to have the students go to join.quizizz.com and enter this code. Now, I'd like to show you what the student side looks like. Okay, so I'm going to have that code. And now I'm going to type in my code. And proceed to play the game. And I'm going to go ahead and type in my name and enter. Now, just similar to Kahoot and other games, if they don't select the correct name, then you can kick them out. It selects an avatar for them. They have no choice in the little thing that it creates for them. And it says it's waiting for the teacher to start the game. So now if you look over here on my teacher's point of view, it tells me that I have one student in, and that person is Bree. And if I hover over, it says click to kick. I can kick them out if they put something inappropriate. Okay, so now I can go ahead and click on Start Game. When I start game, again, this was the teacher's perspective of starting the game and seeing how many students are in there. Also, from the teacher's perspective, it'll show you how many total are correct and how many are wrong. Okay, and it'll also give you a list of questions as we're working. So again, I'm going to go to the student side. This is the student side. And the music's playing. Remember, we can turn that off or on. So since I got it correct, I have the meme that says that's right. Shows the leaderboard right here. Remember, all of these features, you can turn them on or off. Okay. Again, I got it correct. It tells me that I got it correct. Again, all of these features you can turn off or on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this one wrong. Oh, man. Okay, and again, the leaderboard. So again, that is the student's perspective. Okay. And as the teacher, you can see that we have 2 correct. One of them are wrong. And if you see, the green means that's how many students in your class got this one correct. The red means that's how many students in the class got it wrong. And the black tells you that that question was not attempted yet. Okay? So again, that's just to see as you're going, you can kind of track your students' progression. And I'm going to go ahead and end that game even though we didn't do it all. Let me close out of this student side. Okay, so I've exited out of the student, I've exited out of the teacher, and this is the spreadsheet that I get for the teacher's perspective. It tells me which questions were right and which ones were wrong. I can also click on this reports section and click on some more information for my reports. Under the reports, I'm able to view by player and actually get a percentage score that I could, if I wanted to, put in the grade book for a grade for my students. I can search by question and the percentage that the students got correct. Let me go to one that I actually answered. It will tell you your percentage, and the percentage, I like this, about who picked what, A, B, C, or D, so you can check on students' misconceptions about a concept. Okay, and I know it's kind of hard to see the results because I was only one player. And then the overview also is great because it gives you, again, a percent by question. Okay, and when I scroll over, it also gives you the score for that student. Okay, and again, that was a long one. That was a 30-question quiz. You can also download these, print them, and they will stay, the reports will stay saved in your reports section of this this option. Okay, so again, that was when we were playing live. We're going to go to a game now, My Quizizz, that I have saved. And under My Quizizz, these are the ones that I have saved. Okay, and we're going to do equations. So I'm going to click on equations, and again, it's going to bring up my sample so I can look at it. I can click on this little link that says show answers, and I can see which ones are correct and incorrect. Make sure that it all works out correctly. Okay, now we just did play live. Now I want to show you the homework feature. Okay, the homework feature allows you to set when you want this Quizizz to be complete by. So if you don't have one-to-one, okay, and you want this to be a station or assign it to your students on Monday and have them complete it by Friday, you have choice in the flexibility of when this Quizizz can be done. So for today's purpose, I want the students to complete this quiz by October 29th at 7 p.m. And the reason why I'm doing that is because if you would like to play this Quizizz, you can also. Again, I have some question settings that I can toggle on or off due to teacher preferences, and I have game settings. Since this is an independent outside of classroom or at a station activity, I'm actually going to turn off the memes, and I want to turn off the music and the timer because I don't want someone to get more points just for answering it faster. Okay, so I have the settings like I like them, and now I'm going to click proceed. Now once I click proceed, I have a couple of options. Okay, I can snip this right here and put this as my instruction sheet for my station activity, or I can go ahead and click on this share with Google Classroom, and students will be able to do this assignment through Google Classroom. This is a pretty new feature, but once you do it through Google Classroom, the cool thing about it is that your scores also are not just on Quizizz website, they are also going to be included in your Google Classroom. So that's a really cool feature if you're already using Google Classroom. Okay, so again, they can do this with the code in the website or share through Google Classroom. I'm going to go ahead and share with Google Classroom to show you how that works. So you select the course if you have multiple classes or whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and select my demo training class, and I'm going to go ahead and title it. It says Quizizz Game. I want it to be Equations, just so I can find it for easier access later. And it already gives the assignment instructions. Click on the link below to start the game. It says the due date. That was already saved from the settings that we created when we clicked on that play homework button. And it says schedule. So when do we want it to open for students to be able to do? So I want to open it up for today. So I have to click the save button, and I want it to open today at 3 o'clock. So see, I have the schedule of when I want it to open, and this is when it is due, so when students can no longer take it, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the assign button. The first time you do that, it's going to ask you to allow Quizizz to work with Google Classroom, and you have to allow the permissions. It's a little blue button that says allow. Since I've already done that, it knows that now I want to successfully assign it on Google Classroom, that it has been done and it is completed. Okay? Any questions? All right, so I just clicked off of that. If you have questions, make sure that you get with your ITS on your campus, and any of us would be glad to help you with this. Again, that sharing on Google Classroom is a really new feature, and so we're all just learning about it and real excited about it. Okay? So again, that is running right now, so I could go ahead and turn that on, click it, and enter the game code. But remember, if I try to demonstrate that to you right now, I didn't open it to be accessible until 3 o'clock today, so it's not going to work. But right now, if you would like to, go ahead and pause the video, go to join.quizizz.com, and enter that game code, 583130, and you will see that that will allow you to get all the feedback from students throughout a longer time period, so you don't have to have one-to-one devices. Okay? All right, so the next thing that I want to show you is creating a quiz. Oftentimes, I know that you guys are so busy, so creating a quiz, it seems like it's too hard, and sometimes it's easier just to grab from other people. So since it's easier to grab from other people, we still are going to be able to get some ideas from other people in the quiz creator mode. Okay, create a quiz, it generates a quiz creator. So I can go ahead and title my quiz Unit 1 Test or Review. Okay, now if I wanted to, I could go ahead and add an image to this so that I could locate this quiz later, just like you would put a file and select what image you want. Okay, so again, it's bringing up my pictures and my documents and stuff. Okay, so then I select my language, which is English, and I set it to public or private, your choice. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say done. Now, if you notice, this looks like a lot of work because I can type in my question. Okay, it gives me a nice big preview of how it's going to look for the students on this right-hand pane over here. Okay, so over here we'll give you the examples, all right? And then you have choice of how you want this to be. Okay. So then you can type what you think it is. Okay, I'm just going to do this for quick examples. Of course, you could type words here. For the elementary littles with reading, you can add an image up here, so that would work for you. Okay, and then once you know what the answer is, you would click the button to mark that one correct or incorrect. Okay, now again, that is time consuming. Also up here, the time, you can change. The great feature about this is you have from 5 seconds to 15 minutes, which is a great time span, because if you're a reading teacher and you need students to read before they answer a question, they could read parts of sentences or a paragraph before they answered the question. They would have plenty of time. All right, so you have all of those opportunities through here. Okay, so now let's say I want a new question, and I want it to be over two-step equations. I'm going to type in my title right here in this search bar in quiz creator mode. And I'm going to click on this. And if you notice, this has 20 questions. This one has 16 questions. And so, ooh, I like this question and I want to use it. Guess what I need to do? All I need to do, if the answer is correct, I've looked it, I've checked at it, and I like it, is I press that red plus sign right there. So I'm going to go and click the red plus sign, and look what it did. It automatically put that question over into the test that I'm creating. So all I'm doing is taking questions from other people's work. Okay, but if I don't like the whole test, okay, that was enough of those. Now I need some more rigorous problems or more practice problems. I can scroll down all through here and see all of the different levels of questions and scenarios. And so, ooh, I like this one. All you do is simply plus sign and it's adding. Okay. Oh, now I want to go back and I need to put some one-step equations into this just to spiral back in what they've learned already. So now I click on one-step equation, and oh, I like that one. All I'm doing is pressing the plus sign in order to get them to my quiz that I want my students to take. Okay. They're still struggling with this, so I just click on that plus sign. Okay. Now you'll see that once they are there, okay, I'm going to close this. Notice this red tab on the side. I'm going to click close. And the reason why I want to do that is because even though I see them here, I still want to make sure that the time limit is appropriate. So this one was 3 minutes, and they have an image there, which was the image of the problem. I want to keep that. That's fine. I want to change the time. I can do so. Write an equation, 5 minutes. If I think that's appropriate, I can leave it. If not, I can change it. This one's 15 minutes. Negative 2y equals 20. Oh, they shouldn't need that long to do that problem. So I can change my time limit. Okay. So right here, even though you've taken these questions from other people's quizzes, you still have choice. You still have options to edit it, change the time limit, and all of these things. So now that I have it just the way I'd like for it to be, I'm going to go ahead and click Finish. Now it does make you select a grade range for this so that you can help other people search better. And I pick Math and what it is. Okay. And okay, I can say Finish and Create Quiz. So now it's going to generate that quiz and put it out there for other people to use. So it's pretty simple. So even though it says create a quiz, don't get discouraged and think, I don't have time for that, because you can easily grab questions from other people. Okay? Now also the report section. The report section is great. It keeps all of your reports that you've ever done. So all of these you'll see the ones that we've done. It tells you your accuracy. I can click on it and I can get my questions, the overview, okay, and all of those information. Reports, I can download it or print it. You can email it to the parent of the student. And again, it gives you all these. You can filter it by the date, okay, and figure out to find your information quickly. Okay, the memes, if you're interested in the memes, you can create a meme set. You can turn them off, turn them on, and have some personalized there. Again, collections is basically the folders that we created to store all of the quizzes that we found. Okay, and again, once you have a Quizizz, so I click on my Quizizz, picked one that wasn't a good one. Let's try to pick another one. Okay, so if you notice on this Quizizz, again, I can edit it. I can print it if I have to send it to a student who's home that doesn't have internet or something. I can share it. I can have multiple ways to share it. Also, I want you to notice when I click that share button, these are people that are on my campus who already use Quizizz. So it ties you into people within our district or that are on your campus so that it's easy to share with your department. Okay. Okay, so that's really pretty much it about Quizizz. I know that all of you are pretty familiar with Kahoot, but we wanted to show you a couple of things about Kahoot. Remember, whenever you go to Kahoot, you can sign in with Google also in Kahoot, and you can find Kahoots that are already created, or you can make a Kahoot. You can preview them, and it's the same as Quizizz. You can duplicate it. When you duplicate the Quizizz, it basically makes it your own to where you can edit the time just like you did in Quizizz. Okay. Also in Kahoot, we wanted to share with you, I'm going to go ahead and go to my Kahoots. We wanted to share with you a couple of things. Whenever you play a Kahoot, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and find a Kahoot that I have in my Kahoot, and I'm going to click play. It gives you an option that you can play classic or play team mode. When you play classic, that's more one-to-one, okay? All right. Now, team mode allows you, the teacher will still assign them the groups or let them select their teams. You will select team mode, and then you will have team captains or people that are in charge of the technology device enter the team name, and then after their team name is entered, then they will add their player's name. So that's an option if you want to use your devices that you have in your room. So just don't forget about that team mode, okay? The other thing that we want you guys to see is there is a jumble feature, all right? So if I go find Kahoots and I search for spelling words or math. When you say filter by up here at the top, you see this button that says all Kahoot types, and then there says the word jumble. Okay, we want to show you jumble today. Now, I will tell you right now that when you search for Kahoots, some of the Kahoots, jumble is not done correctly, so you'll have to be careful. But what jumble does is it designs the game and it challenges the players to place answers in the correct order instead of just a single one-answer question. This could be utilized so much in education, in math for ordering numbers or building an equation, for science for building the sequencing process, the steps of a science procedure, or ordering things from the periodic table. In ELA, you could use it for sentence structure, ELA, spelling words, vocabulary. In history, you could do history of events and timelines. So right now, under my Kahoots, under my favorites, I have actually saved one that I would like to show you guys. So if they're a jumble, notice, see the little puzzle piece right there? It'll have that puzzle piece. And again, some of them are good and some of them aren't good because they didn't make them correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and play Kahoot. We're going to play, still loading. We're going to play classic mode. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and log in to Kahoot. Okay, so here is the Kahoot jumble, kahoot.it, and the game pin's 1162. So I'm going to, as a student, enter the game pin, type a nickname or their real name. Okay, so now my name's here. I'm going to go ahead and click Start. And for this one, this is a lower elementary one, and it's ABC order jumble. So remember, it's not just one correct answer. Here's what the students do. Put these words in ABC order. So I'm going to drag on my device, go back to the student. So it looks like I would need it to be apple, which is the blue one, and then the red one, the triangle, then the yellow for the cow, and then green for dragon. So now I'm going to go to the student display, and I knew that it was blue for apple first, red, then it was yellow, then it was green. And I got it correct. Okay, so again, it tells you that you have to drag and drop them into the right order. That one is a vocabulary, not a vocabulary, an ABC order one. Okay, again, put these words in ABC order. So basically, I'm looking, and then on my device, I'm going to drag them and drop them in the correct order. Okay, now that's an elementary example. So I want to go ahead and show you upper. So if you notice, see, this one's a solar system one. There's one about building equations, writing a linear function. I saw one that was procedures in the science lab, safety. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the solar system one just so you get another idea. Again, I'm going to play it in classic mode because it's a Kahoot jumble. And I'm going to show you the student perspective. Okay. Remember, jumble is where you get to drag and drop them in order. Okay, so now I'm in as there's my kid. I'm going to log in with that 671540. I'm going to put my name in. Okay, now that I'm in, I'm going to go ahead and start. Starting at the nucleus of our sun, put the layers of the sun in order. Not too sure about this one. But again, it's in order. It's higher level thinking. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. Okay, says I was wrong. And again, on the teacher side, it's going to tell them the correct order is, okay, so it gives them some choice. So that is Kahoot Jumble. It's a cool feature for sequencing. Remember that you just need to search. Whenever you do your search, you can filter by the type of Kahoot it is to where it is a Kahoot Jumble. So we hope you enjoyed the 2 tools that we showed you. Again, get with your campus's instructional technology specialist for any help or questions that you have on implementing this. And don't forget to take the formative assessment at the end of this video. Thanks so much.